Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be doing two things. I'm going to be opening, well, I guess I'll be opening a full booster box of Vivid Voltage, and what I want to do while I'm opening it is I want to talk about what cards I'm going to be getting graded, and I want to discuss how I determine that, both with PSA, if I decide to do PSA. I'm not a huge fan of grading Modern with PSA just with the return times. It's just like too much money up front. But nonetheless, yeah, I'm going to crack open the packs. If I get things I think should be graded, or like what are the values, what are the potential flip and returns you can make, I'll be letting you guys know. So if you're excited for this video and you want me to do this with other sets, which I definitely plan to do, I hope to do it with like Shining Fates when that comes out, Battle Styles, that's the name, right? I keep forgetting it. Battle Styles, when Battle Styles comes out, I hope to do it with that set as well. And so, yeah, I just want to make a lot of series that I can keep going. But alright, let's get into it. First pack. I guess I'd like to ask you guys how many of you are actually grading cards right now. I know there's a lot of people, and I've had actually this sentiment for a while now, that cards are being, like, ridiculously overgraded. A shuckle reverse. Like, there are being... I mean, I'm nervous. I'm genuinely nervous that all graded cards are just going to plummet. Okay? Now you might be saying, Speed, why would you say that? Right? Why would you say that? You have, and yes, guys, I have thousands of dollars tied up in grading fees right now. Just the fees, not even the cards. I have thousands of dollars in just grading fees. So why would I say that? Well, I don't think it's likely that it will happen, but let me talk about the theory on why that may happen before we actually get a poll that we can get graded. Sorry, I'll try to keep the cards on camera so you guys know I'm not like faking it, but obviously with 3 trash packs in a row, I'm probably not faking it. Nonetheless, what was I saying? Yeah, so the reason why I don't think that will happen is just because the demand has increased so heavily. I think a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's just the Logan Paul. No, I think a lot of the people from the Logan Paul box break have stayed within the scene and continue to purchase product. There are thousands. I believe the number that I heard recently on a podcast is 1,000, like about 1,000 cards on eBay for PSA cards are being sold every day. 1,000. That is a ridiculously high number, right? Right. I mean, there's no way. You know, even if that dropped to half, it would still be a relatively vibrant market, and so that seems pretty sustainable. CGC, I don't have the exact numbers on it, but I know it's probably around. I don't want to say I know for sure because you do have to check like certain things to make sure you're actually seeing the correct numbers. I don't have like, can I get a poll? Like, my God, I don't have like the perfect numbers, but I think it's much less. I think it's around 30 to 50, but it's still quite a lot, right? And if you have in-demand cards, they can sell very quickly. All right, Diancie Hollow. I'm not even gonna bother sleeving that. It's like 50 cents, if that. Yeah, I don't think that will happen just because of those numbers. Like, those give me some confidence. But in all reality, like, there are so many cards being graded. I mean, it's insane. A Zygarde, all right. Vivid Voltage with the hollows. All the modern sets are like this, where you just get, like, a ton of hollows. It's just how it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think that should be, like, a big talking point. Not necessarily about this video. I want to focus mainly on the cards I'm going to be getting graded from these packs. If I could talk about one, that'd be fantastic. There we go. Alakazam V. Currently have one of these being graded at CGC, and let's talk about that. But yeah, let me know in the comments. That's going to be a big talking point. What you guys think will happen to the grading market, just graded cards in general. Will the prices maintain? Because thousands and thousands and tens and probably 100,000 cards are at PSA right now. Maybe more, maybe much more. I'm saying Pokemon only. I'm not saying like sports. Maybe more than that. I mean, there's literally some guy who just submitted 30,000. So if one guy submits 30,000, yeah, sure, he's probably the number one by quite a margin. He's an outlier, but there's a lot of people doing it. It could literally be 1,000. So let's take a look at this Alakazam and see whether or not we're going to get it graded. Now, full arts. I'm a fan. I mean, I think Alakazam is a relatively popular Pokemon. I don't have the exact numbers on that, but the centering looks good on the front. Maybe a little bit off top to bottom. Let's check on the back. No nicks, so it looks good. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. No nicks, and the centering looks... yeah, it looks pretty great. So this is definitely a card I would consider submitting. I just think that there's a lot of collectors right now who love Modern. You know, you're going to find that Alakazam collector, and if you happen to get a 9.5 or a 10 at CGC, they fetch good prices. I really believe that. Like, I've been following CGC on eBay for a while. It's hard to get a 9.5 because of centering. Like, CGC just destroys people on centering. They really do. However, if you have a card that's well centered, it can definitely get that mark. And, yeah, you'll make quite a bit of money off of it. You'll find that's that buyer who wants one of those cards. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be a card I will consider getting graded. I'll put it right here. I shouldn't slide it around. I'm going to scratch it. But yeah, that's like the main thing. So if you guys are considering submitting to CGC, make sure your cards are well centered. People don't realize like how tough they actually are. They're like, it's like PSA, you know, you could be like 2 inches off and still get a 10. No, I'm kidding. I'm not here to trash on PSA. I like PSA. But, you know, like, they kill on centering. They kill. You know how many 10s 10s, CGC 10s that have 10, 10, 10, and then 9.5 for centering. It's so many, like, a ridiculous amount have that. So definitely keep that in mind when you're submitting. Oh, that's a good card. I would never get a Jolteon graded, I don't think. You probably could make a profit on a card like this just because it's theoretically so cheap. Let's say you bought this Jolteon raw, like for like 30 cents, 50 cents, got it graded for like $7, $8 after fees. You could probably sell for $20 if you kept it on the market for long enough, right? There's so many of these, EV collectors, and a Steelix V, definitely not a popular enough Pokemon. V cards in general, I do not recommend getting graded. They simply just do not fetch a high enough price unless, that's always the keyword, it is like a Charizard or a Pikachu, maybe an Eevee, right? One of these type of cards. Then there's obviously potential. Or if it's a full art. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the full arts as well. I've been tracking their prices. They tend to do a little bit better. Not always. You know, I've seen quite a bit of misses, and I'm going to make a video on that. I'm literally just, I think my next video is I'm going to look at CGC cards and their prices, and I'm just going to go over, like, what missed and what hit. Like, what seemed like the person probably made money on it, and where did people, like, just obviously lose money or waste their time. Because that's another big thing, you know, grading cards, it takes quite a bit of time. You got to find the card for the right price, buy the card, and then you have to send it in and get it graded. And then you got to wait for it to come back in 2 months. You have your money tied up that entire time. So, oh my god, dude, I feel like I've pulled nothing. I guess I've pulled 4 hits, which is a decent amount, but mostly green cards. Yeah, just be careful. There's people submitting everything. Personally, I'm not a fan. The only idea behind that people like justify grading all these cards with is that number one, CGC is mad cheap, right? It's like $7.20 a card with no subgrades. Shipping, it's like $8 a card. Okay, like it's mad cheap, so you're gonna find someone who will buy whatever card for $15, which you'll see quite a bit of. You'll see these V cards being sold for like $15, and you might make like $1, $2, $3, and I think for people they're just like, yeah, that's good enough. It's good enough to justify it, even though I will have to leave it on my my shop. It's good enough. They're like, yeah, it's good enough. I don't know. They must have a lot of money that they can do that. And I'm personally also in a position where, like, you know, I don't have too many expenses in my life. I still live with my parents. I'm 21. So I still live with my parents. So I don't have like insane expenses on that end, right? But it's definitely not, you know, like, money is money. It's not super bountiful. At least I can't imagine there's too many 21-year-olds who are just like, you know, swimming in it. But all right, let's keep going. Man, I want to talk about the cards and getting them graded, but every pack is trash. Give me something. It's either a hollow or nothing. Rip the watch time, dude. Everyone's gonna be like, this guy can't get a hit for his life. I'm literally speed running packs right now. Speed running packs. Get it? Haha. Very funny. This might be a loaded booster box. No, I'm kidding. There's like 12 packs left. I guess we're just gonna get like 8 hits in 12 packs theoretically. More considering the amazing rares. It's not gonna start with that pack though. Jesus. This is the most brutal box start I've ever seen. Oh, there we go. Togekiss V. Nah. Hey, I mean, at least it's a V card, I guess. Like, sometimes it feels when you're opening Vivid Voltage, you're just gonna get, like, only hollows. That's not, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of feels like a trend with the modern sets. And maybe it's just because I look at cards and I largely see value, unless it's, like, one of my favorite Pokemon. But Beedrill, baby. You know what time it is. If we pull the Beedrill, we got to add it to our ripped Beedrill collection. I'll make a video on my ripped Beedrill collection eventually. Oh my god, it's kind of hard to rip the reverse hollows. But I have a massive Beedrill collection. I think I forgot to rip a Beedrill earlier, unfortunately. One of them got spared. Holy. I'm not getting spared from these packs. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, Jirachi. So, Jirachi is an interesting card. And we got a Leon Hollow. Jirachi is an interesting card because it will sell for good money. So, the first thing I'd say is any Amazing Rares are good to grade. Because I'm 100% sure of this, but people are going to be trying to get complete sets of the Amazing Rares. They just want all of them. And assuming future sets will also have them, people are going to go back, definitely in the future as well, and they're going to want, they're going to want every card, and they're probably going to want them in 10s, want them in 9.5s, whatever they can get them for. They're going to want graded collections. I even want one. I want a graded collection, a CGC, full set of, Zamazenta, Zacian, Raikou, Jirachi, Rayquaza. Is that all of them? Maybe I'm missing one. Nonetheless, Jirachi, definitely, I think it's the second most expensive behind the Rayquaza. But yes, I'll likely be getting this graded. It looks a bit off-centered on the front. So you can see from top to bottom, the top is definitely smaller. On the back, the same thing is the case. It's close. It's not too bad. So yeah, I will submit this. No nicks on the corner, so this is definitely a card I will be getting submitted. The Alakazam I was on the fence with. But this is, this is already an expensive card as is. I believe this Jirachi is like $18, something like that. 18, 19. Maybe it dropped, Sometimes when I look at the prices for cards, I look at them early on into the process. Like I look at them when the set originally comes out, and that's when prices are highest. That's kind of a cool idea or cool topic to talk about for anyone who isn't aware. Also, I'd like to talk about a series I'm going to be starting soon, which I'm super excited about. They're kind of in relation. But, I was like, oh, a VMAX, Orbital. It's a very cool card, to be fair. Orbital, in his UFO form, sucking up whatever it is, just sand, apparently. There's literally nothing in there. I don't know what he's trying to hit with that beam. It's kind of wasting his time, but it's a cool card nonetheless. I'm not a huge fan of getting VMAXs graded. I'm just not. Like, once again, you can play that game, but you're probably only going to make like $3 to $5 if you're lucky. So, I don't know, VMAXs, unless they're a popular Pokemon, dangerous game. That's all I'll say. So, getting into my next video series idea, this is what I'll be doing, and let me know what you guys think. Someone say something about it, what you think, if you think it's a good idea. I'm going to probably do it anyway, but I'm just curious to see what people, like, if you're very excited for it, or you're like, that's just okay. But here's what it is. I find that the majority of good information that I've had to learn on Pokemon is very, very, it's spread out, and they're typically in very long videos, kind of like this one. I'll be real, kind of like this one, like where it's just long form, it's just discussion. They often take quite a while to get to the point. Talonflame V, and often they're confused. Like, they're just long videos. Like, my favorite guy, when it comes to Pokemon information, only posts like 2 to 3 hour podcasts essentially. And obviously, a lot of people don't have the time or attention span to follow that, Zygarde. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to make videos of like top 5 pieces of information about Pokemon that you need to know. Or like, top 5 best ways to invest in Pokemon cards. And I'm going to essentially I'm going to watch all the Pokemon content, so I'm going to digest all of it. I've already done a lot of that. But I'm going to digest, here we go, a lot of Pokemon content. And then I'm going to pick like bullet points. And instead of going into 30-minute conversations about something, I'll basically give you the spark notes so you can learn a lot, right? You can learn much more without having to go through all the fluff, without having to go through all the small talk, which I know sometimes is enjoyable. Hey, I like the small talk. As you can see by my videos, these are my favorite type of videos to make. It's how I like to do things. But, I know not everyone has time for that, right? Another Jolteon. We're just popping off with the Jolteon reverses. Yeah, the hits here have been horrible. Can I please get like a hyper rare or a gold card or a secret rare, like something, please? Anything? I have 3 packs left. This box, I mean, I get one more amazing rare, but I mean, my gosh. Woo! 2 more packs. Let's salvage it, or was this the worst box of all time? If we get the Rayquaza amazing rare, I guess it's been justified a little bit. Oh my god, a Zapdos holo. I mean, a Lugia reverse, I guess that's probably like 50 cents or something. Not that I'm going to waste time listing that. But, oh my god, this better be the best pack of all time. I better hope it's a white code. Alright, it is. Come on, hyper rare, something. Where's the other amazing rare? Did I throw it away? What? What? Am I going to have to go through the box? I only got one. Did I actually only get one, or did I just throw the other one away? Well, if I threw the other one away, it's probably destroyed in terms of condition, so that's nice. All right. Well, I really wanted to go more in depth about, you know, the individual cards that I would get graded, but here, I'll give you guys a general lowdown on my opinions before we end the video. Holos, unless it's like a Charizard, wouldn't go for them. V cards, same thing. It's got to be a popular Pokemon. You can grade these. You're just going to have to be very patient. Don't auction them. You're probably going to get like $8. So don't auction them. Put it up buy now. Play it safe. Wait it out. And hope for the best. Cards like Darmanitan VMAX, I think it's a bet you can take if your centering is on with CGC. For instance, this card actually looks very clean. You can see the centering is quite fantastic. So yeah, this is something I would consider sending in just because the centering looks great. The edges look good too. Edges, centering, surface, looking good. So that's definitely a card I would consider submitting. Let's check out the Orbital VMAX and then we'll end off the video. Thanks for staying tuned. If you're someone who watches through the entire video, I can't thank you enough. I genuinely appreciate that. But this card looks a little bit off top to bottom. I think I mentioned that earlier. No, maybe that was about, I think that was about the Jirachi. Yeah. But this one is also a little bit off top to bottom. It's hard to see. It's a little bit easier to see in person, but alright, that's going to be all. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that gives you some perspective on what to consider grading and what not to. And I guess the last question I'll end on is, or idea, was this a good idea to open this box and crack the packs? For content, I guess. For profit, absolutely not. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.